All right. Good morning, everybody. God Shadow here. Um, we're going to play Grixis Control. I'm going to record two videos today. Haven't been recording that much this week. Um, but yeah, so I want to play the usual Grixis list at first, and then in the second video, I want to switch a couple of things. Namely, I do want to switch a Super Fault for a Field of Ruin. I'm cutting a little bit of our win condition creatures here. Nimble Obstructionist, MP, and Kieran Lalar, um, to name a couple. And then I'm going to put in other win conditions for them that are more high end, top end. Because although like nothing has changed, right? I really like them still. But we might need something more powerful at the top end right now. The meta has shifted. People are flocking towards Jeskai Control because of Teferi. Everybody's really hyped about Teferi. Um, oh yeah, last time I opened a couple of treasures because I couldn't sell them. Wasn't a good idea. Wasn't definitely wasn't worth much. Got the Vexing Devil though. Yeah. So I mean, it's always a very narrow road. Um, Going for more powerful spells, but then sacrificing our flash ability, our really tempo ability, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we have to be careful there. Like we could also be cutting Terminate, Logic Knot, and Cryptic Command, for instance, just to have a couple more options down the road, and then fill them up with a Fatal Push, say Counter Squall. And yeah, so PN Kieran Nolar and Cryptic Command together could combine for another win condition and all that kind of stuff. Um, so the reason I think Junt isn't doing particularly well right now is the Junt is topping that deck with Bloodbraid off. And in mid-range decks, of course, against mid-range decks, Bloodbraid's great. But if you have like vanilla, do nothing, no disruption, you get a cut on something. And then you have Bloodbraid Elf, which is great at finding like sideboard cards and applying pressure, 2-for-1ing. But of course, that's only in the matchups where it really matters, like in the mid-range matchups, right? So whenever you're not facing mid-range or control, Bloodbraid Elf basically a dead card. A 4-drop in your hand that's way too slow, way too clunky. It doesn't do anything. So you're wasting slots in your deck. You don't have as much versatility, and because before John was only playing um, 2 4-drops at maximum. So yeah, maybe people just gotta try to combine it with other cards more. Yeah, currently this is 61 card deck because I put in 2 Field of Ruin. The meta had shifted towards control already again. So I wanted to have 2 Field of Ruins. We're just gonna cut back here and play 1 Field of Ruin. So we have at least one out main board against a Search for Scanter. um, yeah, Modern League is growing again. Probably less and less people play Standard right now as the metagame is beginning to settle down. Flocking back to Modern. And as I already mentioned, so this week was really interesting. The metagame wheel was spinning quite heavily and quite fast. People were like at some point just all over control. Everybody was playing Jeskai control. And then the other day, you know, the other side of the metagame already appeared and chose to punish them for playing such slow decks with all kinds of hollow ones and burn. Right, we're gonna keep this is not a perfect hand, but we do have early interaction against Affinity or against Infect. So we could start out with the Mortar Grave here, but if it's Infect, we will rather need Lightning Bolts turn 2 than we need a Logic Knot, but Mortar Grave still keeps both options up. Let's see. Yeah, it's Infect. Alright, Mutagenic Growth. Do we want them to play Blighted Agent? Probably not, right? They only have one mana source right now, so they need to activate it. They can't pump it then, except for with a growth. So we're gonna take that one. He isn't even trying. Like not even getting it for 1 damage. Don't know which reason that could be for. So apparently he just wants to draw another land source, and he did. Alright, so none of this gives we need double red here. And I do want to play the Nimble Obstructions out. But what happens if we counter the Wooded Foothills with our Nimble Obstructions? Alright, now he does have enough mana. No, it doesn't matter anymore. So he apparently wants to go for the 1-turn kill here. And to protect it twice. So he does have vines. Can pump it. So let's have him spend at least one of them, right? What's better? Here next turn we have Bolt and an island up. And if he now has something that gives him unblockable or unblockability, then he cannot kill us this turn. So we're gonna go with the Nimble Obstructions here first. Blocking, then he needs to use at least one pump spell on it. So we're basically trading 1 for 1. Penhaven isn't enough. And then next turn we do have Bolt and Logic Knot up. And I don't think there's anything that gives him trample. Yeah, no. Okay. Interesting. Weird as fuck, guys. This is weird as fuck. Alright, let's see. And we would like to have, and also like opponent doesn't seem to be happy about his choice there. Well, I mean, you know, yeah, alright, there's the second Snapcaster Mage. This makes things a little easier. I want to do something, of course. We could go Snapcaster into Inquisition. But why would we? We can also do that next turn and still have Lodging on up and 2 bolts. Or just bolt, snap, bolt by the end of turn. Put him down to 8. So apparently he's all pump spells, no lands. And this is, of course, I mean, with Bolt Snap Bolt we still have 8 damage next turn. So we basically just need this one turn. We do have counter spells, counter magic. We're still gonna play it safe, but he needs to find a threat now. And he did. A Dryad Arbor. Not the best of threats, but you know, better than nothing. And we're at 13 live. So what we're gonna bolt snap bolt here, keep Cryptic Command up. Still have Creeping Tar Pit left. If they play Spell Pierce though, well maybe they'll use it. We know 4 cards, and these 4 cards ain't gonna do anything in the matchup. Alright, there's Spell Pierce. Alright, good, good, good. Good to know. Okay, so we drew a second polluted delta, so now I'm not frightened anymore. Just going to attack. Yeah. Alright, so I think Is It Steadycaster is a great deal here. Fulminator Mages are also good, although we have to be careful. Dispels Collective Brutalities. Both Liliana's great in the matchup. Nimble, as we've seen, does also have its spots, but we probably need to cut a little bit on our major counter magic here. Just because we need to be as efficient as possible, and he apparently is playing counter magic. So this is also already 61. Now Liliana is pretty good. It's a good card. Nimble Obstructionists. So 1.5 P and Kiernalar. They are going to bring in counter magic even more. So we want to have the blockers here. I think Is It Steadycaster is great in the matchup. Maybe even better than Liliana. Hologun's Command is great though as well. This is not easy. We have a couple of good cards here. I mean, Terminate and Lightning Bolt aren't. something we can talk about. All right, let's take Nimble out. Take Cryptic out as well. And then put Fulminators in. And yeah, even still, Liliana of the Veil. Cryptic sometimes is good, especially if they have, say. Alright, so if we don't die turn 2, then we have a couple of things here. And of course, it is a possibility. Alright. So, we need to start out with our One-Ring Funeral. Noble Hierarch, yeah. Okay. So, is it Steadycaster? Very good here. To flash it in end of turn to just kill the Noble. And when I was getting into Magic, I'm not playing Magic for that long. Like 3 years by now, I think. And I've been only playing Modern ever since. Alright, so there's Blighting the Ancient. We're gonna go ahead and terminate it by the end of turn. Have him spend something on it. Could of course also just wait till our turn. And potentially save some. If it doesn't work out now though, he does have like some weird ass counter like days. No, just kidding. Alright, we don't mind about the land, so I'm not gonna fetch here. Using the other terminate. All suns must set. Alright. Yeah, he wants to protect it here, obviously, with the Spell Pierce. Does have another one. Now that puts us into a little bit of a pickle. So we can pretend now that we would have enough stuff to counter everything he's doing. So let's say he's spending 2 mana on us here, right? 2 spells. I think we just need to pretend for this turn. If he goes for lethal, then we do have a severe problem. I mean, we do have something to put up, but most likely it's not going to be enough. Unless he has a couple of other lightning agents in play. But we couldn't have done anything differently, right? So if we played the Terminator on his turn, he would have spell pierced it. We would have gone to our turn, would have spell pierced it, terminated it with a dispel backup. But then he would have played the other. We would have found ourselves in the same situation with 1 terminate fewer. So if we terminate here, he's just gonna spend one spell on it, and that's fine by itself, but doesn't really get us anywhere. And if we play the Steadycaster, the same thing happens. Just need him to not go for it here. Just like getting in 1 hit, hopefully. Not trying to pump it up too late. Okay, he's going for it. So if we terminate, and he does have, so the reason not to call against command here is that he might have the 6 mana spell with Delve. Yeah, he's gonna kill us straight away. 10 damage. Alright. Lucky us. I'm not saying that this will save us in any capacity right now. Okay, this spell is good. This spell is good. So what are we gonna do? I think we're rather using the set. No. Are we using the Steadycaster? But we want to drain his resources as well, right? Okay, let's see. So if he does have a mutagenic growth, then he doesn't have any cards left in his hand. That's why we're not playing around this spell here. Become Immense, yeah, that's the card I was playing around, right? Alright, no threat on the board right now. Because if we had just Color Command, then he wouldn't have Binds of Vastwooded there, but just went for a straight up Become Immense. And then at that point, he would have known that we didn't have a counter spell in hand or another spell. Rancor, sure. We can take a little bit of damage here. Oh man, all right. Let's see. Is it Steadycaster? I'm quite happy here that we do have something like it, because we just have repeated it. Yeah, all right. Opponent scoops it up. Second game was a little bit lucky that our opponent was scared of going all in. Love the matchups though. Like against Infect, it's always quite fun. P and Kieran Lore. As I said, like in an open meta, when you don't know what your opponent's up to, and it could be anything from Infect to whatever, P and Kieran Lore is just an awesome card. Although people might say it's a little underpowered, but man, no. Don't know what I'm listening here. Ooh. Saved it. Alright. As always, a little light on mana here. But I think we can manage if Jay survives. Well, terminate pretty good against that. Alright, there's a land. So let's see what his payoff card is here. Of course, don't want to run into an edge champion early. If he's playing a Steel Overseer post board, we will have to kill it first before we deploy our Jace. Slowing us down a little bit, of course, but still necessary. So, of course, we need to terminate it as well because of the Welding Jar. Don't think that our opponent is going to fall for it and activates it, but the non-regenerate clause on terminate actually comes up in between. That's why I wouldn't play cast down. Okay. So he apparently has some kind of 3-drop in hand. Let's see here. Of course, the best thing that we can do here is Jace and Lightning Bolt, force him to use his Welding Jar. Problem being that he will pump everything next turn anyway, and we're a little bit constrained on mana. But that might keep him from casting whatever he has in hand, so that we can next turn kill Overseer and make him discard. But then we're still keep facing at least 7 damage. Or we can't really do anything else that makes sense. Let's fetch conservatively here. Okay, just lets it die. So apparently there's something worth protecting. Or he was just thinking about a fail push. Single pest, yes. Alright, so no 3-mana spell after all. Now, of course, in his next turn, we're going to use Kolaghan's Command to kill these two. Just taking 1 damage here. So that even if he... Yeah, we can... This is pretty alright. Thoughtseize, of course, not great in the matchup. But he might draw a 3-mana spell. So should we be... Probably still Thoughtseize, right? Yeah. Okay, go up here. Then in his upkeep we're gonna kill the Signal Pests. So that if he uses Welding Jar, Signal Pest is not gonna be able to attack, and therefore not gonna be able to so he's setting it up for something here. Cranial Plating, certainly a good card. And now we know what he was saving it up for. Okay. We could, of course, play Kolaghan's Command in order for him to use the Welding Jar. But I would much rather, like, at some point bounce the Welding Jar with a Cryptic or something. And use Nimble right now. In order to most likely get rid of a land of his. And then we might force him to use the Welding Jar so we can kill the Cranial Plating. It's Springleaf Drum, yeah. Another artifact, though we cannot re-equip at instant speed. And this is fine. Of course, this way though, Inkmoth Nexus is a 2-turn clock. Because you can activate it, then re-equip. So we have to be a little careful. But as I already said, we can try to use Colorgun's command here, if need be. And then destroy plating and probably return the Nimble, unless we draw a blue source. Red source. Okay, this is nothing that we can use at all. Okay, that's Colorgun's command. Return and destroy that one. Now he's going to use his welding jar. But we needed the blocker. He might get rid of our Jace. Another Ornithopter. So this is essentially 7 damage. He could also activate Blinkmoth Nexus, and then it's 8. So he could deal 8 infect to us, or 8 damage, depending on what he would like. He could also deal 9 damage to us. So yeah. So he's either, yeah, he's just, alright. Yep. Alright, this way, of course, you can't activate that one, but we're still taking 8, unless he wants to get rid of our Jace. And this, I mean, puts us a little bit in a pickle here. Too much counter magic and useless stuff in hands. Alright, actually like this one, that he's targeting our Jace. Alright, so there's at least a blue source, so that we might be able to do something starting next turn. Springleaf Drum is relevant because of the instant speed equip of cranial plating. But I don't think he can choose to do nothing here. And we need to draw a P and Kieran Lore. That's definitely our best draw here. Colorgun's command, of course, also very fine. But with P and Kieran Lore, if we untap, we can then manage the board really, really neatly. But next turn we're going to try Okay, re-equipping it to an orthopter, sure. Which of course is a little weaker. My goodness, come on. All the counter magic in the world. Alright, let's see what he does here. He's incentivized to utilize whatever he's going to draw here before combat in order to pump his cranial plating. And there it is. So this means we need to get our Inquisition going, right? Are we taking 6 here? I think we are. Yeah, we're taking 6. Then bounce the cranial plating, get rid of it with the Inquisition. And then of course Galvanic Blast is a problem, but didn't want him to replay it here. And we need to draw into some stuff. Not into Inquisitions though. So now we're gonna tap draw. So he cannot use his mana next turn. And we do have a clean shot for our Inquisition. Alright. Now we're going after his creature lands. The Blink Moth, I don't really care about all of this. Just want to constrain his mana a little bit. Creature lands. And then go after the Mold Scourge as soon as we can. We could of course try to raise, but there's no point as of now, like if he deploys something that's important. Oh my god. Alright, I think now is the time. Just trying to raise here. Galvanic Blast, of course. We need to protect against. Mox Opal. Might actually be a reason to counter this. But we've had so many redraws, I don't understand this. Well, it's a slow clock, of course, of our opponent, but we're still fighting windmills here. I mean, he's not even attacking with Moth. He doesn't even bother. But now we're happy that we do have some counter magic. New affinity lists are also playing Karn, Sign of Urza. So that's a reason to keep counter spells in against them. Because if you let that resolve as control player, yeah, there's Galvanic Blast, alright. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a bolt that is actually quite good. we do have bolts and counterspell up. Maybe we're able to raise here. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Well, we need to draw a PNQ and LR. ESAP. Alright. Thanks for listening. Okay, now it's gonna be significantly tougher for our opponent. Now it's basically Galvanic Blast or bust. Alright. Just gonna draw a counter here. He has 2 mana left. So Logic Knot. Probably Jay's not gonna play it anymore. 3. Am I miscountering here? No. Should be good. Come on, draw something nice. Terminate's good. Liliana is decent, not perfect in the current state though. So we're gonna bottom her. So what can happen to us at worst here? I mean, Thopters aren't doing anything, but we can still attack for 5. So we just need 2 or 3 more turns, and then we might be able to turn the corner here. Nimble, Colligans, come on, yes. Okay, I think just in case we're gonna deploy Polluted Delta. Just in case we need the Nimble. Alright. So opponent's certainly not drawing well here. So, he's at 8. Could play Nimble out. But I don't see a reason. Do we want to have the Colligans command? Though. Nimble here, he has to activate the Inkmoth Nexus. We can't kill the Inkmoth Nexus in return, in response. We have 2 Thopter tokens for 4 damage, so we only need to get 4 damage in here. That's good as well. Let's see if he blocks everything. Oh no. No. If he draws a cranial plating, then we need the blockers. Yeah, he's gonna kill the Nimble, so I cannot let this resolve. We just need 1 more turn. Takes a Nimble, takes 5, then we cannot kill it with the Thopters. Right. So now Galvanic Blast or bust. Anything else is irrelevant. Come on. Oh, okay. Still got there. We drew a shitload of counter spells, counter magic. So yeah, cutting down a little bit here, getting rid of that one, bringing collective brutality, cutting the thought seizes on the draw. Then these with one card left open, probably another nimble. Phyrexian Scripture is definitely worse here than Damnation. I'm always saying it, but a fine hand by itself, but we need a black source. But then it's really good, so let's keep. Okay, no 2 manas payoff apparently here. So only lands or 3-os. There's our black source. Hopefully no edge champion on turn 2. Mass of Ethereum would be fine, but edge champion would be bad. Spring Leaf, alright. No. No. Shit. Feudal Ruin is actually pretty good. So do we need to raise him here? Can we actually use our nimble to raise him? No, that's irrelevant. So it's either a Gale Blast in his hand, right? Or another Edge champion. No Karn. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is horrible. What a perfect hand. What a perfect hand. Yeah. Yeah, we're giving him the Darksteel Citadel, of course. What now? I think terminating the Ornithopter here, I mean, isn't great, of course. But then he doesn't have a blocker, we can pressure Karn with our Nimble. Let's see, if he takes down to create a token, yeah, it's down to 4, so we can kill the Karn next turn. Okay, that's irrelevant. So taking 4, cannot care about that one right now. We need to kill the Karn. 10-10. Awesome! Yeah, Karn is pretty good here. Alright, so there's Karn. How it just right now stands, well, that would have given us another out, but so we're gonna attack Karn, Sign of Urza. And then destroy artifact and Karn here. At least got rid of that one. Oh yeah, that's also an artifact. Sure, we should have done that in his turn. Now we're just dead. Oh, missed. Oh. Alright, it's still already in the morning. Signal passed. Yeah, so we're taking exactly lethal here. Shit. That was my bad. That wasn't good. Alright, good hand. We're fetching this full blood crypt. Our opponent's down to 6. Of course, Karn also making his hands a little bit more clunky. And he put a card to the bottom. Alright, he only has 1 mana source. Interesting. Well, we can kill everything here with our Zeticaster, so I'm inclined to just snatch the cranial plating here. Then next turn, maybe do nothing, and then goes Zeticaster everything. Good, of course, also, yeah. So I think we are gonna kill the Signal Pest with our Lightning Bolt, although we have the Zeticaster. We do have a Snapcaster Mage. Taking 1 damage here, certainly better for us. And if he wants to, you know, now he's incentivized, if he drew a mana source, to play that one. Alright, he didn't draw a mana source. Which means at least another 2 mana spell. Also means that we want to have a look at his hand soon again. So we're probably using our Snapcaster Mage for that one. There's mana. Okay, I'm not gonna block here, taking the 1 damage, just because I want him to play the Seal Overseer. Okay, does he have a Galvanic Blast? Certainly not impossible. Or a counter spell. Okay, now Gale Blast isn't doing anything here anymore. Okay, so let's go for Snapcaster and Inquisition. Have a look at his hands. Then search for stuff with our... Yeah, he had a counter spell, sure. Taking the cranial plating again. Don't really care for the counter. And he's not even taking it. Alright, so this and this, and yeah, pretty well set up. Feeling good. Sure. Alright. Yeah, he wasn't gonna win that. Alright, so the second game I really fucked up. with ignoring the artifact capabilities of the construct, which of course was an artifact, and I knew that, but just didn't think about it. Also, I might. Can I stop the record in between and just continue doing it? I don't actually know, because I actually want to have some breakfast. All right, so I'm gonna stop the record here and see you in a bit. All right, I'm back. Had a small breakfast there. Not yet at a 100%, but also slept really, really poorly last night. Weird dreams. But let's see. Hopefully, fit enough to not lose the next 3 rounds straight up in a row. We will see. Man, Infect and Affinity, that's old school, man. That's the meta that I was used to playing against when I started out 3 years ago. I love both decks to play against, though. I mean, I had Affinity for a while, but I most recently sold my stuff off because that's really not the type of deck that I usually play. And I have so many other decks and cards. Didn't really need Affinity lying around. Also, since it's become so popular, again, I have to say, prices are pretty stable and pretty good. Moxopolis, of course. Insane, especially in the US. In Europe, it's still, I think, like 15 or 20% lower than in the US. It's like 110. 1 MTG Goldfish indicated. All right. Oops. There's our match. Decent hand. We're on the draw again against elves. All right. We're a little slow here against elves, but we do have a couple of removal spells. Oh man, I love elves. We're lucky today. Okay, so we do have 3 mana. We need to kill this before he untaps, otherwise he adds 2 additional mana to his mana pool. So we are gonna do that. We could also kill that one right now. And then from now on we need to start 2-for-1ing him. Colligan's command, of course, important there. There is Izuri, Renegade. Alright, so let's think about this. So we could Lightning Bolt this here, but the way he played it was somewhat weird, right? So he started out with really big cards here. Arc Druid into Izuri. I think he has at least 1 company in hand. And if he does have a company, then we want to kill Izuri here while having Jason Ward, right? So we can filter better. Could of course just go Colligan's command, kill Izuri, and have him discard. But he didn't miss a land drop, so he might also have lands. Yeah, so I think we're gonna fetch for Watery Grave here, so that we have more blue access. Cannot regenerate himself, of course. Jace blocks a little bit, and then we can filter. And this is probably a company. Vespa Levy, alright. Alright, Shaman of the Pack. Bad, but not too bad. Alright, so no company in hands. Probably another land source. No, I'm feeling alright. Do we want to have Jace flip here? We could, of course. I mean, why not? Maybe he's protecting something. Court of Calling. Yeah, he was protecting something indeed. So that we got a sweet deal out of it. Discard this one here. And now we're in a pretty good position. Vespa Levy is somewhat annoying in case he can flood the board at some point, but we can also just churn through all of his creatures. Also willing to jump block with Snapcaster Mage in order to... Oh, he's also playing a combo. Interesting. Let's see if he attacks us or the Jace. New artwork of Llanowar Elves. Way more aggressive than the old style ones. We're gonna play this tapped, I think. So is there a card that we are too afraid of? I want him to attack with this because I want to kill it, right? Like if he goes into... He could use this, of course. This doesn't make a difference. Okay, just Cavern of Souls. So we can make a token. We're gonna kill both here. Now we have Colligan's commands to get our Snapcaster back. We gotta figure out what we're going to do about the Vespa Levy, but for now it's still fine. We also do have this thing. Alright. Can we lose against the Vespa Levy? Probably can. Okay, now we're gonna kill this thing here. Just because I don't want him to have 5 mana for the Abbey. And now this way he can't play anything and needs another land source. Alright. Opponents had enough. Definitely bringing these ones in. Liana not so good. Nimble not good. That's not good, not good. Want to have Dispels. Want to have Collective Brutalities. We want to have Scorpion God. And we might even think about bringing in... We have one Field of Ruin main, of course. Is Fulminator Mage worth it? And if so, what for? Discard spells, just to counter the Vespa Levy. Well, maybe one, right? Maybe one. I mean, Jace is still fine. Yeah, but we cannot win against it. It's indestructible. But if you can sacrifice 5 creatures to a Vespale, then we're probably lost anyway. So just gonna hedge with is it Steadicasters. Great. Yeah, it's starting again. Oh, no. I actually wanted to keep that one. But that's fine. Yeah, I think we're gonna bottom this. No, that's tough. Can still discard to collective brutality depending on what we want to do. There's Heritage Druid. Definitely gonna kill that one. We should have brought in Phyrexian Scriptures, of course. There was no reason not to do so. They are a little slow, but we should have still brought them in. Okay, so he doesn't have a perfect hand here. That's interesting. So, 2 modes, minus and discard. What are we gonna discard? The Dispel or the Inquisition? Feels like we're gonna just discard the Dispel first. Yeah. Alright. Man. So our Inquisition can take the cord, so we're just going for Collected Company here. Heritage Druid, sure. Okay, quite good draw. Depending on what he draws here, we can actually get rid of the Collected Company. Oh, Nissa. That is bad. Nissa is a superb mid-range card. Okay, so first things first. We're gonna get rid of the company here. And then in the second step, we're gonna take care of Nissa. So she draws 7 cards at some point. One Rotation roll. So we are also not sad about lands here, obviously. Okay, plant token. So did you draw another cord or? Good draw. Good draw. I was gonna say, like, he can't have another Collected Company. We already got rid of 2. I mean, he can, of course, but that would be unfortunate. Devil's Handle. So is he gonna put a counter now? Yep, he is. Alright, so we can block the plant tokens, just need to get rid of the Nissa. Okay, that's also a good draw. Nissa. Gonna block. Metal Sentinel. with the Snapcaster Mage and then go for Wandering Fumarole. We could of course also just block with a Thopter. Kill a plant, but the plants aren't doing anything yet, so don't think he's going to attack with them. He might also have drawn a second copy of Nissa, of course. I'm just going to take it for a while. Snapcaster are already dead on this board, so we're just going to sacrifice him here. Okay. Gonna kill that one. Cryptic commands. Not yet a good draw. He also does have caverns, so nothing really. But we're chipping in for one a turn. That's the control clock. It's not going fast, but it is a steady one. Alright, so he's coming up with a lot of these little creatures here. Alright, so now we do have Wandering Fumarole. Willing to shock here. All we need to draw to is its Steadycaster, if we can. Yeah, I mean these 1/1s. Annoying, but not super annoying. Okay. We're blocking them. We're holding them off with the 2/2. Alright, there's no land. It's probably not gonna show us, yep. Alright. Okay, Elvish Archdruid. Let's see if it attacks now. Okay, it doesn't do it. So otherwise I would have blocked with Wandering Fumarole and then tapped that Fumarole to kill something else, the Archdruid. In this sense. Got us to parity. Yep, that is not an Nissa. Alright, let's see. He does have enough mana for stuff to happen. Our Logic Knot isn't gonna do anything else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need another one. Probably Inquisition here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So let's see if he drew another company that he is willing to throw in here. Probably not. Okay, Snapcaster Mage. Good draw. Another Cavern of Souls. think I'm just gonna go ahead here and play Snapcaster Colligan's commands. See what he does have. Alright. Let's see what we would have drawn. This is, I don't know if this is a bug or not, but we cannot, once we win, we cannot view our cards anymore. But anyhow. So we managed to not lose 3 straight in a row. Now we try to not lose the next game. And then we lose the last one. Am I recording, by the way? Yeah, I think. Am I though? Yeah. So sometimes when, Moto can't find any opponents at a certain time, they just match you against the same ones again. So maybe we get another one of those 3. Nope, not the case. Ikvik. Ivdik. Alright, decent hand on the draw again. I'm gonna keep. What are we facing here? Is it a control deck? We do not know. So, first inclination is, of course, to fetch and go for 7 visions. But I don't want to do that because I want to know if it's Jeskai, Blue Moon, if we're in the mirror, what's happening here. Could also be a Grixis Shadow deck. Probably not though. Because against Blue Moon, obviously, I would fetch otherwise, like differently. Okay. So I think we're going to be cautious here. Fetch for basic island. Shadow of Doubt. Nope. And just chip the turn. Snapcaster Mage is coming in. Alright. Sure. Okay, he's a Jeskai list, so never mind. That means we can be less cautious here. Going for a Water Grave. Bolt, certainly good pickup. I want to have both of these. So probably. Well, he could be playing Jaces, right? So we still want to be fighting on his turn. do want to have the Torpid as well. Alright, let's see if he fights over the Bolt. Or if he's just gonna deploy another Snapcaster Mage here. And he is. No, he's being very aggressive here. Alright. So, depending on which Jeskai list he's playing, he might not have access to Jace anymore, but is playing Teferi instead. If that were to be the case, then we definitely need to have to keep up Snapcaster Mage. I mean, we fetched super cautiously up until now, and we're still at 12 life, which is, you know, not the best life total to be at. There's a creeping Torpid coming, so... But he does have a Field of Ruin. Does that change anything? Probably not. Yeah, if he was gonna go for Field of Ruin here, we're gonna fetch. We need black as well, though. For certain situations. There's another man land. Alright, let's go with the Jace. Let's see if it resolves, if we can catch some kind of removal spell for it. Okay, so if he bolts this or lightning helixes this or whatever, that's life that doesn't go to us, or goes off our life total. Sure. Alright, so there's a Cryptic coming, which is fine, of course, if he's going for it, because then we have Snapcaster Mage and can still get back the Jace. Yep. Okay, good. Supreme Verdict. So I assume if he had a counterspell that he would have used it here. I also assume that he does have some kind of a planeswalker in hand. That he might want to deploy now. And if he does, we do have Snapcaster Mage as well as Snap Bolt. Okay, so we do have our very own Field of Ruin to get rid of. His Colonnade, that's why Field of Ruin is so important in this matchup. Yeah, I mean, why not? We're grabbing a black source, and now we have a blue source off of the Field of Ruin. Though I'm not gonna Field of Ruin him until he activates the Colonnade, because I actually do wanna keep Field of Ruin up for Search for Scanta. And that is the real deal here, the real bummer. We have one more card in hand than he does, and the Snapcaster on board. And he's not doing anything to it, so maybe he doesn't have a removal, but he's discards Supreme Verdict. So he must have at least one good card in hand. He doesn't know about our European Kirandar, of course. And at some point, I mean, eight and 9 doesn't make a difference against him. So we're gonna do it nonetheless. Oh my god. Both sides only. Okay, now he's gonna do something. He's gonna activate the Colonnade in order to stop our beats. Or not. Figuring that I don't actually know what. Okay. So Field of Ruin, keeping it really tightly in check, really nice. We have a lot of mana. Okay, so if he's doing it now, then why didn't he do it last turn? But we're just gonna kill it instead of using Field of Ruin. Because he must be protecting something, right? Yeah. Fighting over that doesn't make any sense. We do have a Logic Knot. He has 4 or 5, so he could even go for Teferi while also having. Okay, so I want to have both, but I want to have the Cryptic Command more. Alright, now he's also in range. And we do have a couple of counter spells. Let's see here. Okay, so there comes the fairy apparently. Yep. So one, two, three, 4, 5. And then if he counters our counter spell, then we're gonna go Snapcaster Bolt. Okay, done. Okay, does have a counter spell. That was somewhat obvious. Okay, return Screaming Top. It like that one doesn't generate card advantage here. Now we're gonna go ahead and play Snapcaster Mage. Target the Lightning Bolt. Alright, good. So he's gonna tick up, sure. Actually, are we gonna kill him? Can't put him to 1 here. But if he draws a Lightning Helix, that's still enough, right? Oh, pretty. Better playing it safe than sorry. I mean, if he has 2 removal spells, then that would be horrible, of course, but there's a cryptic. Yep. Okay. So counter target spell, draw a card. Good. Now we're gonna go ahead, play Liliana, take that one up. Did you discard a Scalding Tarn? Sure. So we were, of course, only going to put him to 3. Now we're going to try and use P and Kiran. Okay. Make him discard. Okay. Sure. So, when we're not in the part of the game where this is relevant that we lose our Liliana. And I also don't have a clue how he wants to handle Pian Kiran Lar. But let's see. Alright, got there. Good. So we do want to have counter squalls, we do want to have dispels, we do want to have fulminator mages. Probably also want to have collective brutalities. And we might want 1 surgical. I'm gonna discard, I'm gonna get rid of these. Jace is, well, it's risky, to say the least. Definitely risky to be playing that one. I mean, Liliana the Last Hope isn't actually the worst. Let's still keep her somewhere in the range of possibility. Nimble is good, but they do pack a lot of removal. So we're cutting a little bit on Nimble. Piankier and Lar, of course, our main win condition in this particular matchup. Dispel. Counter squads. 61 cards. That's too many. That is just too many. Probably can cut at least 1 more Terminate now. Yeah. Let's go for this. Liliana in combination with Fulminator Mage can still provide for a lot of value. Is it Steadycaster, of course, somewhat acting on the same axis. in terms of generating value by killing the Snapcaster mages with potential clicks. But yeah, so he's seen our PN Kieran lore, so he probably needs to keep in some type of mass removal. Keep. So the worst card that we see here turn 2 is a Search for Scanza. And he put a card on the bottom. PN Kieran lore. Certainly good at certain points. But right now we don't even have 1 red mana. I'm not even talking about 2. So we want to really set those up. No Search for Scanza, no Search for Scanza, no Search for Scanza. Yes. Perfect. So there's a red source. I'm not gonna use that one though. If he wants to play a Snapcaster Mage here, then we're gonna kill it next turn. That's fine. Man, the dude is aggressive. I don't know why he's always bolting us. What's going on here? Jeskai players, huh? Am I right? Am I right? Giggity. No, just fooling around. So he apparently wants to Snapcaster Mage here. And if he does so, I mean, then we're gonna counter it. Of course, we could be grabbing his fetch here if we had a nimble, but can't always have what you wish for. Still a pretty good setup lineup here. Yep. Electrolyze. Actually inclines to counter that one. Don't want him to have a redraw while also damaging us. If he goes for a Jace, then we still have Bolt, Bolt. Bolt, Bolt, Bolt. Alright, polluted Delta. Red blue source here. Obviously. Ooh, there's Liliana. Ooh. We're not gonna shock. Actually, yeah, we're a little bit on the back foot here. I do want to have a, okay. Do want to find a, well, Lightning Bolts isn't bad, but maybe it's not too good in the matchup here. So let's think about this. Are we gonna counter the Flooded Strand here? What could he be having in hand? Probably counter spells, right? Yeah, we still want to be up on mana. Why not? Don't want him to thin his deck. Want to get sweet 2-for-1s here. That's fine. This Search for Scanza. That certainly isn't a good card for us, and we're gonna fight over it. because of that, and then we're going to deploy our own Liliana. 1, 2, 3. Or maybe not. But if he has Dispel, I think Liliana is more important here. We're gonna draw a Bolt again, so that's not great. Yeah, let's try to counter this. And then we're looking to find Fulminator mages to get rid. Oh, okay. So what was that? A little bit of a misplay by opponent there. Or just no counter spells. That would be really awkward. But feels like there's some weakness, yeah. Oh, good that we take down. Good that we take down here. Yeah, sure. Rather grabbing a Snapcaster Mage than grabbing a Nimble here, just because of the additional value. And apparently it doesn't have a counterspell in hand, so we might be going Bolt. Snap Bolt here, end of turn. He didn't play anything though, so maybe. I mean, he might have just drawn something. Going for a Snapcaster Mage of his own. Okay, electrolyzing us, probably. I would assume. Yeah. Drawing into something else. So I want him to cast it first. So maybe that if he does have. Oh no. Wait, what do we have? Yep. Fulminator Mage. That's a good draw. This way we still have access to everything. Have a threat on board that he cannot really 1-for-1. And let's say he goes for a big something big here, a Teferi or something. We would then Cryptic Command it in response, even if he had a counter. Like if he doesn't have a counter, he loses. Even if he had a counter, then we go to our turn and then deal 10 damage, so he loses as well. And so I would be fine with any of the options here. Okay, your opponent rethinking whatever you wanted to do. Electrolyze. Another one. So what happens if we go Cryptic here? Counter draw. Let's see if he does have a counter indeed. Okay, apparently he doesn't. Alright. Take for 4. He only has one red mana source, so we do have perfect mana here. 4 for Cryptic, 2 for Bolts. Oh, Painslay Angel. Alright. Sure. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Alright. Going for the last round here. Oh man, there's nothing more exciting than a control mirror in the morning, isn't there? Is there? Am I right, guys? Am I right? Am I right? So now we gotta stay chill, you know? Chill. Only chill people go for the 5-0. Let's not even talk about it. We're gonna lose the last one anyway, as always. Alright. I was really curious about the Baneslayer Angel though. No clue how we wanted to deploy that in a control match. I mean, yeah, sure, if you can deploy it, then it's difficult for your opponent to get rid of it. If I board it out, all it terminates, but man. Sorry for that. Excuse me. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, you already realized, like, if I'm annoying here, I'm as bored as you are, but just waiting for a cue. So I'll make you sit through it. And to be honest, I really enjoy the control mirrors. Really do enjoy them. I think that's one of the most intricate. You know, you're always bluffing. You're trying to outthink, outsmart your opponent. We're still trying to like put pressure on, win counter wars. It's about resources. It's about everything. It's like the reason I play Magic. I mean, playing against, you know, Affinity, Elves. What was our first round? I think it was some kind of Noble Hierarch deck, right? No, don't know. Forgot what our first round was. But, you know, the matches are also good. Like, you can make a couple of good plays and can show your skill. But most of the time, it's just finding some removal and not making mistakes. But in a control mirror, it's not only about not making mistakes, but there you can really outmaneuver your opponent, and that is really something. What was this matchup though? What did we start off with? No clue. Alright, we found an opponent. Great. And now we're the first time we're on the play. Oh man. Please don't let that be a bad sign. So we're gonna start off with a Creeping Tarpedier, just so that we have turn 2 double spell. See Chrome Ghost. Is it? Alright, so it's humans. Well, he certainly doesn't have much going on yet. Noble Hierarchs certainly are annoying, but he already has not enough mana, so I'm probably gonna go for the Phantasmal Image so he can't copy any of his action cards. Yeah, I mean, great. In general. So I think I want to get rid of the Aetherwire, right? I think we want to have the Colligan's command and discard and not have the Bolt here. Of course, Bolt's great, but then we don't see a land anytime soon. Well, let's see how much time we're gonna have. What he drew here. I mean, he also drew Plains, Cavern. Yeah, and now he can only then deploy both Noble Hierarchs with his Aetherwire. Alright, so definitely need. Alright. That's good. Put a card on the bottom of your library. Yeah, this one, yes. This one on top. Alright, then now we do have a little bit of removal. And we do have mana going on. Cryptic Command, of course, good against Restoration Angel, in case he wants to bring it in next turn. But that also depends, like if he... Okay, taking 2. Meddling Mage. Bold, Colligan's Command. Don't think that he's gonna name terminate here. So I still want to get rid of the Aether Vials so that he is forced to play the Restoration Angel off of his normal mana. Without, like, then he is really constrained on what he's gonna do in his turn. So opponent is not making it easy for himself here. Of course, we can't terminate yet because he has Restoration Angel up. Is he still there? Or is he looking up our deck list and trying to figure out what he wants to name here? Fail push. Well, that is sadly not really something. Probably because of the two fetches that we kept up. So, what we're gonna do here? Let's see if it ticks up. No, he isn't. Okay, he's playing out an Tappedout here. So I'm gonna go ahead. And now I'm not targeting the other Tappedout anymore. Need to shock this one, going down to 10. Force him to play something, maybe play the Restoration Angel in order to save the Noble Hierarch. And then see if he has another 2-drop. Yeah, there's Restoration Angel. So he also does have yep. So he's gonna save that one. And then let's see if what his last card is. A Reflector Mage. Alright, so got at least one important card there. Okay. That's also a good draw. Right, because now we can go terminate. I mean, we can do it in the same turn anyway, but gotta be cautious here. And now we're gonna see if he's attacking with both. Then we could of course block him with the Snapcaster Mage, but this way is way more comfy for us. Alright, just land. So the road so far hasn't been very we could of course go upkeep or draw step, snapcaster, Colligan's command, see if we found something, but then it's very unlikely. Like we would only get a Horizon Canopy or a 1-drop, otherwise you can just add the violin response. Let's build this one. Still have everything up afterwards. And you shouldn't be able to pump it more than 3. Sure. Now I'm gonna go ahead and return the Aether Vial, draw a card, just so in case he does have a 3-drop. We're not just straight running into it. Okay, so no 3-drop in hand, which is important to know. Liliana. Would have liked to have the other Liliana, but I mean, we're not complaining. We need more creatures somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow, we need more creatures. Just for the Colligan's commands to be effective, both in our graveyard as well as in other parts of the game. Alright, so now it's gonna be a 2-3. We do have Liliana coming up. We could block Colligan's command, this Noble Hierarch, then return our Snapcaster Mage. Maybe that's the correct play here, so we don't take damage and we have access to our Snapcaster Mage again. And then if he doesn't have anything, or Liliana is going to be better. And then we do have Liliana as well as Snapcaster Mage with a bolt next turn. Yep. Return and deal damage. Or does he play Dire Fleet Daredevil, but that can target the Snapcaster Mage, right? So, alright. So, Yeah, Thalia's Lieutenant, but that's not enough, right? Another Restoration Angel. Oh my god. Oh my god. So he's bouncing the Thalia's Lieutenant. Alright. Playing 2 Restoration Angels, so I never would have thought of this possibility. And like targeting this one, I didn't target this because I thought of some shenanigans, but this certainly complicates things. So Liliana not great yet. I think that we are inclined to go Snapcaster Terminate. I mean the Restoration Angel anyway. But then we don't have Cryptic up anymore. Well, that's really interesting. But then we have the Cryptic up next turn, so we can go Liliana, kill something. Still gonna wait for him to attack with more than just one creature. So he doesn't get the Noble trigger onto some other creature. Man, that was a perfect draw for our opponent there. No other combination of cards would have saved the Noble Hierarch and also put a lot of pressure on the board. So I'm still gonna try to block a thing there. This doesn't really matter. So we're gonna go ahead, play Snapcaster Mage. If it does have a Diafleet Daedal now, like I'm really gonna be upset. Maybe he drew a land. So of course any human pumps the Thalia's Lieutenant, sure. If it's another Thalia's Lieutenant, oh, man. Kites are freebooter. Shit. That's actually a pretty good, decent draw here for him. Fuck. I mean, we still need to go for this one. Right, otherwise we take 7. Snapcaster Mage in play, we can block with the Tar Pit next turn. Still have 4 up. But then if he takes the Liliana, we don't have. Yeah, I cannot believe any of this. Now we need a Pierre Kirilar. We could have also fetched for a basic. Yeah, activated the Tar Pit and then played the Terminate. Okay. That's an interesting choice. Okay. Okay, so we're at 5. He's gonna sacrifice probably one of the nobles. Can still blow with Jace. Jace comes a little late. If he was gonna be one turn earlier, that would have been really good. So we're gonna take 3 here. Man, we had the game already at some point. That really derailed fast. But I'm not willing to lose against humans, just not willing to. Putting up some music again. Another Kaiser freebooter, come on. What the fuck, man? Otherwise we could have returned our Snapcaster Mage and then we would have actually stabilized again. But this is what are these draws? What the fuck, man? Okay, don't want to have that Liliana. Want to cut a little bit here and get rid of all of this. Phyrexian Scriptures in, this one out, this in, Scorpion God in. Okay. No, these aren't great draws. Come on, man. Come on. We're not gonna lose to humans here. We don't have any removal yet, but our Phyrexian Scriptures could be way too slow. I am happy with our mana base setup though.
So keeping this on top means that we have the mana for extra scriptures, but probably just first want to go for some type of removal. Don't need double blue anyway this game. Or all of our blue stuff out. Yeah, now he has a super aggressive start. Let's see. Thalia here, and it's almost over. Freebooter is not a problem. Thalia's Lieutenant is annoying, but also not too bad. Our opponent plays super slow. So we're taking 3, going down to 17. So let's see. If we play Snapcaster Mage here, Snapcaster for 0 visions. We can play Phyrexian Scriptures, and we do have Snapcaster on board, which can become an artifact. We can also set up our draws. If we go for Kolaghan's command, kill Thalia's Lieutenant and make him discard, we get a sweet 2 for 1, slow down his clock a little bit, but the problem is that then if he does have a Kitesail freebooter, we cannot get rid of the freebooter, right? So Meddling Mage is certainly not going to name Phyrexian Scriptures here. So we're going to do this. Put on this. Top this. Hope for Phyrexian Scriptures. And then just kill them with creatures. Hope that we survive that until that turn. Oh man, yeah. Okay, now we need to block. We're taking 5 already. We just might die next turn. 8, 12. Oh my god, if we die next turn. Could also be playing P and Kiernalar here. Let's think about this. What kills us? Blue Swords. Six, 4. Yeah, he just needs. Oh my god. No, we cannot deploy Phyrexian Scriptures. Of course, Damnation would be great on the board state. Way better than Phyrexian Scriptures. But maybe we can slow it down a little bit here. Maybe. Now meddling mage, sure. Okay. So let's see. He probably doesn't attack with Thalia's Lieutenant here, right? So we might just take 4. Colligan's Command, sure. That's the card that you fear the most here. That is fine with me. Oh shit. Illusion and Thalia's Lieutenant. Ah, come on. What card? Ah, come on, man. Yeah, so we're not gonna win this. What a completely insane draw here. I guess we're not supposed to win this. So let's see. We block here and here this turn. We block there next turn. We die. We quadruple block here. We die. We block here. We take 10. We play Scar of God. We block. We have 3 blockers. We die. We block both of these. Play the Scar of God. Block this one next turn, or this one next turn, and this. And we live. But only if he doesn't find another. Oh, man. Too greedy, too greedy. But what an exceptional draw again by our opponent. Yeah, I assume we're just gonna block here. Taking 4. Yeah, there's nothing that can save us here. Scar of God and Pian Kiran onto a board where we already resolved our stuff would be good. This way it's not. And there's nothing that we can draw. Just dead here. Man, this fucks me up. If we had killed the Thalia's Lieutenant, then things would have looked differently. But yeah, there's the 1 human. Great. All right. Sorry for not going 5-0 here. We had the opportunity to, but didn't quite pan out. Didn't quite pan out. So that was the first. It wasn't the first time, but their Phyrexian Scriptures was just too slow. That wasn't good. But we misplayed, and that was the initial cause of that loss. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video anyway, and see you next time.